Hello and welcome to the newest episode of the CCSS. This month we bring you Tandeera the Cloudwraith, a utility-focused mage with strong synergy able to support a team well or focus on area damage. Tandeera's innate Drenching Rain allows her to slow an enemy with focused attacks and is used in some of her skills. Every basic attack Tandeera makes applies a drench stack to the target, lasting 4 seconds, and when an enemy reaches the maximum of 3 stacks, they are slowed. Chain Lightning is Tandeera's first skill, a damaging instantaneous skill shot that can only hit enemies with drenched stacks that will then chain between drenched enemies within a reduced secondary range, consuming drench to stun each enemy hit and deal appreciable magic damage. Tandeera also gains the buff Electric Charge for 2.5 seconds after hitting an enemy with Chain Lightning, boosting her movement speed and AP. This bonus increases by a small amount for each enemy the skill chains to. While obviously good for stunning multiple enemies, the long range and primary cast combined with a stun makes it also useful for catching an enemy that has dashed out of range of Tandeera's other attacks, improving her general short range against an enemy that has already gotten close once. Tandeera's second ability is Superstorm, an aura she projects to block enemies' vision and deal damage over time, but the mana cost to upkeep Superstorm increases each second. Enemies outside the aura cannot see into the affected area while Superstorm remains, even losing sight of their allies within the storm, while enemies within the area take magic damage each second and receive drench stacks as in the ultimate. This allows Tandeera to slow multiple enemies at once and set up easy chains for a bigger electric charge buff from Chain Lightning, but the damage with a strong AP build or an Abyssal Scepter is not to be taken lightly, while the vision blocking can divide fights from your opponent's point of view, hide allies, or let you engage on long-range enemies by walking through their range unseen. Next is the utility powerhouse of Aerial Sanctuary, which creates a small twister on the ground within range. For the next 6 seconds, any ally adjacent to the tiny windstorm can right-click it to expand the cyclone and be lifted into safety, becoming untargetable for up to 1.5 seconds, but unable to take any action except for Aerial Sanctuary's second benefit. While untargetable, the lifted champion can target an enemy within an indicated range, to dash to that enemy and deal magic damage to it, but losing the untargetable buff as soon as the dash begins. This skill can provide a nearby ally a free Zonius to dodge enemy spells, an extra dash to allow your tank to engage, or even to use both effects to dodge an enemy skill and counter-engage on the enemy in response. Finally, Tandeera's ultimate is Tornado, in which she sacrifices speed to pull in and suppress enemy champions. When the typhoon ends, caught enemies are thrown out, taking magic damage as they hit the ground. While the suppression duration may be short compared to some ultimates, the ability to pull enemies away from their team or to suppress multiple enemies at once if cast in the middle of them makes this ultimate powerful for any support build, and the ability to attack and cast while suppressing allows a full AP build Tandeera to hold multiple enemies within a devastating combo. Tandeera has many useful combos within her kit, the most obvious being the use of Superstorm to apply drench stacks team-wide for a devastating Chain Lightning or Aerial Sanctuary to dive in for a powerful Tornado. But Tandeera can also use long-term slow from Drenching Rain and an Aerial Sanctuary to set up deadly ganks for a jungler, or use Superstorm to cloak a tornado and see enemies run into your suppression by themselves. Tandeera may not have as much burst or range as some mages, but her strong utility allows her to make up for it with battlefield control in the teamfight stages, while her skill set is well suited to keeping herself and/or allies alive to reach that stage of the game. And both Drenching Rain and Chain Lightning are well suited to winning trades against melee opponents. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week with a new installment of the CCSS.